Hey, so back at the garage, working on Bella. Today the neighbor is not out there chainsawing fallen logs, so that will make it a lot easier to hear me, and there will be fewer annoying noises, except for, the ones that I make. That was funny to me. Anyway, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do today. This is what I got right now. Took the exhausts off, unplugged the spark plugs, took the carbs off. Carbs are there. This is basically everything I took off the bike so far. Foot pegs. I gotta undo the chain. I gotta unplug a few things, and then, it's pretty much ready to take off. It's mostly wires. One thing I really want to do, and if I forget this, laugh at me or something, but I want to take this is the points, and they determine the timing based on the cam. It's a little lobe, and it makes little clickers, open and shut. Transfer electricity, runs out to here, and there's two wires that come out of it. One for each coil, which then run to the spark plugs. And what I need is to make sure that somehow I have memorized or indicated which wire goes to which coil, because that matters. Otherwise they get the timing perfectly reversed, and that's particularly important on this engine, because it has 180 degree firing timing, which means they're opposite each other. If I'm remembering right, it means that one piston is at top dead center while the other one is at bottom dead center, essentially. I don't know if that's a real term, but so if you're firing your spark while one of them is at the bottom, that's not going to work. It will probably backfire spectacularly, in fact. I don't really know. I've never tried it. I don't intend to try it. There's a lot of talking, but yeah, my general plan is to mark those, try to mark everything else I need to. Got to get the clutch cable off, clutch cover off. Get this engine out and maybe start taking apart the heads. This is progressing faster than I thought. I got a lot of thinking to do, so that's going to be a big part of the process. I think people, they watch videos on this. I watch videos on this, and it looks like everyone just does the thing. Just like, boop, 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 okay, done. That is not how it works in real life. You have to sit and stare it down and think, what the hell is the next step? For a little while before you remember, yes, the next step is blank. So I'm going to be doing some of that. Sitting here. So I got this. This has just been this way for a long time. That's the junction and the electric switch for the brakes. And it's just hanging there. And listen, don't ever do that. That's a bullshit thing to do. But that is what I have done up until this point. And I'll probably try to fix that when I get around to it. This was a big mess. So this is my my new oil seal. This is a screw where there used to be a cover here to keep this thing out of the chain, but it came off, and then there was in here, I just jammed this up with goop, but there used to be a thing there that tells you when you're in neutral. I don't need a thing to tell me when I'm in neutral. Most people don't. It's kind of a silly concept, if we're being honest. And so I took that out when it broke. It broke, so I took it out. This is the clutch rod. The clutch rod oil seal is what's leaked a few times, but it should be fine now. Anyway, this wire comes out of the alternator, runs up to here, runs the whole shooting match, I suppose. That's what it the electricity comes from. An interesting fact about the alternator on the cb360, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, almost all of the CBs, the Honda CB line, is that the stator under there, the alternator, is a permanent magnet alternator like you have on a generator. So the only thing required to make electricity with it is that it turn. Doesn't matter if you run electricity into it, which is what you have to do with a normal alternator, like for most cars, if I'm not mistaken. Most motorcycles, anyway. You have to run electricity into it to magnetize the magnets in the alternator. And that's the only way it starts generating electricity when it spins, because there have to be magnets, active magnets. But when the magnets are permanent magnets, that don't require an electric charge, they aren't electromagnets, then just spinning it is enough to generate electricity. Now they have a sort of a weakish alternator, so it's tricky to run it without a battery. I've got a battery up in here, in this little black bag. Got a tiny anti-gravity lithium-ion battery. I don't even know if it holds a charge, to be honest, because this thing is kick only. So I spin this and electricity comes out of this no matter what. And probably the battery doesn't have to hold a charge because it starts taking electricity when I spin it up. Works pretty good, I think. I miss that. I don't mean to wax poetic about old tech, but I'm probably going to do that a few times. I love old tech. Don't ever lose your master link. The reason for the damage inside of this poor girl is mostly that I lost the master link while I was riding. I came off the stop sign and suddenly the back wheel was loose. And shit in here got a little funky. In a bad way, not in a Sly and the Family Stone kind of way. It's going to be good. This here, easier to see from this side, little triangular piece. Ooh, let's get the spark plug off of it. That'll make it even easier. This piece mounts the engine to the frame right here. There's always a top mount, at least on these 70s bikes, as far as I've seen. Oh, hey, look, there's a grommet. That's like comfort shit. Grommet. Ooh, fancy. I would like to take this motorcycle to West Virginia, which is a bit of a hefty order for a bike this size. Going that way now. Especially for a bike this old, actually. The size is not a big problem. It's highway capable. But that's why I want to give it a little bit of a refresh. I also would really like, and this is more for fun than for the trip, I would really like to get the cam reground. Now that is a process by which someone with better machining capabilities and skills than me, someone takes it, I'll mail it to him probably, and then they grind the cam to be a different profile, different shape of the lobes on the cam, and then they add a little bit of material to the rockers, to the rocker face, and then grind it smooth. And what that does, what the extra material on the rockers does, is that makes it so that it's as if you didn't remove material from the cams, because otherwise you're just going to be too loose. Tell you something, my dad is not going to be happy to see that I'm taking another motorcycle apart. But here's the thing about that. I gotta do it. You ever just gotta? I just gotta. Alright, I brought my whole socket set over. I give up. Fine, you win, pragmatism. You win this round. Okay, you gotta fit. Okay, it fits. That's why I was stripping things with 15. They were too big. Is that? What is going on here? Well, I don't think that's under the right spot at all. There we go. Nice. The floor jack worked. If it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. Those are my words I live by. Here's my mom. Here. Hey, Mom. Huh? Sure. I can take a break. Thank you.
Just give me 1 sec.
All right. I guess I'm taking a break for lunch. See you later. Waiting for a minute to see if it's definitely recording. Okay. So, I have all the bolts out that are necessary to take out. And I'm going to try to lift the engine out of this machine. It's going to suck, and I'm probably going to hurt myself. Because I'm too old, in general. You know how in Logan's Run, they just put down people over a certain age? I think I would definitely be one of the ones that they put down. I'm old. They'd be like, you can't lift a motorcycle engine anymore? Into the giant spinny thing with you. How does this work? Hold up, that looks like that might come off. That would probably allow me to take it off that way. Okay. It's you might want to see this. If this is what I think it is, very hard to see under the dirt. This mount, as you can see, it's got a thing on either side, so that's a pain, but I think it's attached like that, or like that. So, with a little luck, I might be able to get it off of there. Nope, okay. Not that wrench. The right way? No, it isn't. Hold on. That is tightening. Fuck. Hard to see all this stuff under the dirt, you know? So much dirt. Can't see what you're doing. Okay. I'm gonna bump that. See if that does anything. I don't know if it did. Is this something that comes off? That's gotta be a 12 also. I can't fit that, so I'm gonna need a socket. Socket to me. Oh my god. No one will ever watch this. I wouldn't. Yeah, that looks good. That's promising. God, it's a lot of dirt though. You know, Honda, I'm not brand loyal, like at all. But Honda does such a good job of making sure that you have the tools to do the thing. They make goddamn sure that you can do it. I mean, look at that. That's so friggin' brilliant. Oh my god. See, that piece is no longer mounted on there. And now the whole thing is going to come out. I don't know where to put it, but we're going to figure something out. We should probably do it beforehand. Shed the sweatshirt. Fuck. Scoop it out. God bless you, Honda. Bless you, Saichiro Honda, you fucking mad genius. Oh, it's heavy though. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so that's how that's done, I guess. Whew. I don't know how these guys pick these things up like they're nothing. I'm gonna hurt myself if I do that. There we go. Fucking took an engine out today. There it is. On the cb360. One of the greatest motorcycles ever made. I cannot friggin' believe how much simpler that was than the possible alternative of just having to wiggle it out. I mean, even the Yamahas are really well built. I love the Yamaha X650, but you just kind of had to wiggle it out. This thing had a simple way to just remove the engine. How great is that? The answer is it's so great. These rocks out of here. And I want to say this engine was not running badly. That's ridiculous to me. It should be running badly. Look at it. But it wasn't. It was running great. I just want to fix it, I guess. I'm just some sort of masochist. Even came with a couple of things. Fantastic. Ah, Jesus. Oh, no, this just goes on there. Okay. So, slip on there somehow. Does it go on this way? No, it does not. No, it surely does not. There we go. That worked. And now the hitting. Did it just move? Did you just move? Oh my God, it worked. Oh, hallelujah. Look at that. Look at that. Woo! Okay. Ha 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 ha. All right, it works. It's magic. Oh. You know? God, that's so amazing. Oh, I love this thing. Okay, impact drivers. Yes. Got all the screws, right? idea as well. Just don't do any of what I do. What the hell? Why would you ever? Do not try this at home. Any of it. Disclaimer. I'm an idiot. Don't imitate me. Ah. There we go. If you do hammer on something, do it really gently if at all possible. I mean, just be careful because... Oh yeah, that's why. The stator was there. Alright, so that's the stator. Put that over there for the time being. This is the rotor, I believe. This thing has got to go at some point. Probably not today. I'm getting tired. But there it is. Yeah, I do believe that's the starter chain. I'm going to read about it a little bit, but I think if I just remove the starter chain and the starter, then I've removed the starter and all is well. You know, aside from the fact you don't have the starter anymore, which some people have opinions about. So, just for today, yesterday I got the carburetor off. I'm going to take a step back so you can see my pretty face, my ridiculous hair. Yesterday I got the carburetor off, as well as the foot pegs, which are one of the engine mounts, or are attached to one of the engine mounts, so I also got that off. And I got the exhausts off and unplugged a couple things, and today I successfully pulled the engine by removing all the engine mounts, including a couple that looked like they were holding it in place. Really clever design by Honda in the 1970s. Yeah, pulled the engine, used my new impact driver to get the stator cover off, which was really nice. Tomorrow I will, well, if I come out here tomorrow, next time I will, probably work on getting that starter off, cleaning things up. Probably strip the frame. Need to start to think about where to put all this. Grab maybe a Tupperware container from Menards or something, and I will start stripping it down. Grab some paint, I guess. I'm thinking a nice black, red, silver look. Thinking the frame will be red. It's nice to have a nice red frame, you know. At some point, I really want to pull the cams and send them in. I need the money to do it, but send the cams in to be reground. Well, I guess I want to get new piston rings at the least, but I could probably afford, time-wise, to open it up and look at the pistons before I decide to replace them. There's a good chance I'll want to, but yeah, all right. Have a good night. Da 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 da.